Welcome to Ellen Ruth Soap. I'm Ellen, and today we're not making soap, we're going to make bath bombs. We've got harvest, autumn coming on. I'm just loving it. Pumpkin everything, you know how it goes, autumn time. So what I found at my local Walmart in the baking section is these little sugar pearls. Look at those pumpkins and the colors. This just inspired me. So we're gonna make bath bombs today. I haven't even pulled my fragrances yet or anything. I'm thinking of donuts. We'll see. I've got to dig into all my stuff, pull out my stand mixer. I will share the recipe I'm making today down below. I've made this bath bomb recipe a couple of other times, but today we're doing harvest inspired colors and fragrances. So I might do a couple. I'm still thinking about it. I got these sprinkles and it just got my juices flowing. So bath bombs is what we're doing today. Let me get everything pulled together and let's come back and make some autumn inspired bath bombs. I also want to give a quick shout out to Audrey. She's 3 years old and she watches my videos, and her mom says she likes to dance around and watch my videos. And Audrey, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you're having a wonderful day, Audrey, and I'm glad you're with me today. All right, I've got all of my bath bomb equipment out, cleaned up, sanitized, and I'm going to show you what we're doing today. I've got 3 different batches I'm going to make, so I will just talk you through the first batch where I share the recipe, and then I'll fast forward through the others because, you know, you don't need to see all of it over and over again. So the first one I'm going to make is pumpkin cheesecake. This is from Be Scented. Smells divine. So for the colors, I have this tangerine. This is also Be Scented. Tangerine mica is going to represent my pumpkin color. And then cheesecakey color is from Rustic Essentials, this lemon sherbet. And isn't that gorgeous buttery color? So those are for the pumpkin cheesecake. Those colors are going in that one. Let me show you the next. I have this tiny little 2-ounce jar of gingerbread from Be Scented. They had a sale going on, the little 2-ounce size, and this smells so good. Oh my golly. So gingerbread, for the colors on the gingerbread, I have my gingerbread brown mica from Wholesale Supplies Plus, right? You can't beat that. So this will definitely be the body of the bath bomb, will be this gingerbread brown mica. I'm not going to do a lot. I just wanted to have some kind of a toasty look. And then for the drizzle, I will use my white champagne mica to do a pretty frosting drizzle on top. And then, of course, remembering I have these sprinkles that I'll be incorporating in all of these. I'll probably do the pumpkins on the pumpkin cheesecake and some of these on the gingerbread. And then for the last but not least, I'm going to do apple caramel crunch. Definitely foodie today. All things foodie in the bath bombs today. So apple caramel crunch, and for the colors, I'm going to use My Red Obsession for the apple red color of the bath bomb, and then I'm going to drizzle it with this caramel brown butterscotch from Wholesale Supplies Plus. Gorgeous. So that's those are the 3 different fragrances we're doing today. I have all the accoutrements here off to the side, and we'll get to making the recipe, and then we can add it all together and color it up, and all the fun fluffy stuff comes later. But first, I need to take my scale here. I've got it tared out with my container, and I'm going to measure out 30 ounces of citric acid for each recipe, and I'm going to set it off to the side. You put the citric acid in last, so 30 ounces of citric acid will be the first thing I'm measuring today. And I buy my citric acid in bulk. I get it on Amazon in big 10-pound bags. So here it goes. All right, 30 ounces of citric acid. I'll do a couple more of these, and we'll get moving on to the main base recipe. I am working in ounces today. And if you are a grams person or you don't like ounces, if you just go on Google and say ounces to grams, it will give you all the measurements there. So very easy to translate from ounces to grams with Google as your helper. All right, let's get moving on. All right, we are back to measure our dry ingredients. And what I do is measure it in this bowl after I get all my dry ingredients in here. And then I run it through my sifter into my mixing bowl for my stand mixer over here. So I have that off to the side. And I've got this tared out on my scale, and I need 47 ounces of baking soda. And I just get these ginormous bags. You can find this on Amazon, Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco. Baking soda in these big bags, very easy to find, very inexpensive. great stuff. And it can get kind of chunky, so that is why I always use my sieve to press through. Even when I have a stand mixer, it just makes blending smoother and you have a better consistency on your bath bomb. So I always sift my dry ingredients. All right, 47 ounces of baking soda. Next ingredient, I need 2 ounces of cream of tartar. I got this on Amazon, a nice big, and when you buy it in bulk, it's a little cheaper, but you can get cream of tartar at Walmart in the spice section, any grocery store over in the baking and spice section, cream of tartar, but I get these big bags because it's cheaper and easier to, you know, keep it in stock. 2 ounces cream of tartar. And now I need 1 ounce of Kaolin Clay. Okay, last but not least, I need 1 ounce of SLSA. If you do not want to put SLSA in your bath bombs, that's fine. You can bump up your cream of tartar and your Kaolin Clay or a little cornstarch. Just know that this is 1 ounce of dry volume, so if you take it out, you want to replace it with another dry ingredient. You could even up your baking soda. So if you don't use SLSA, just cover it with something else, and you should be fine. So I'm going to do 1 ounce of this in here, and this is from Be Scented. Also, working with SLSA, definitely want to have a mask on. It's a very fine powder and it goes airborne very easily, so just a word of caution on that. All right, there are all of my dry ingredients that I am now going to sift over into my big my stand mixer bowl here. Get them in here, and then we will measure out our liquid ingredients after we get these all sifted. All right, I've got my dry ingredients sifted and off to the side, and now I'm going to make my little cocktail of liquid ingredients that we're going to be adding in to pull it all together. And let me start with the fragrance oil. All right, we're doing pumpkin cheesecake first. And man, this smells really nice. Definitely do different than what I'm doing if you want, but this is what I'm comfortable with. All right, so I've got 1 ounce of fragrance. Then I'm going to add 1 ounce of witch hazel. This is just generic witch hazel. I like to use witch hazel in my bath bombs because I think it's wonderful on your skin. I just love witch hazel. You could use water. You can use rubbing alcohol. You can use witch hazel. You could even use aloe vera juice. This is the liquid that I like that has worked consistently for me. But you know, you can play around with different liquids, but you need a liquid. 1 ounce of liquid. I'm using witch hazel. Let's get her in there. And let me show you after. I can't talk and measure at the same time. I'm not that talented. There we go. I have a spritz bottle of witch hazel off to the side. So if my mix is a little too dry and sandy like, I can just mist the top with my witch hazel to help it pull together. So whatever liquid you're using, if you're using alcohol or water, have your spritz bottle off to the side. So measure in here, you know, the 1 ounce is perfect, or go a little less and then spritz on. You never want to go too much on the liquid because you can't take it out once you put it in there. So it's always good to go shy and have your spritzer off to the side. So that's that. And now I need 0.3 ounces of polysorbate 80. And this is an emulsifier. It's going to bind with the water, the bathtub water, and the oils that we're going to put in here, so that you don't get a big ring on your tub. It helps it drain. It helps keep the tub from being too slippery. It's just a good oil emulsifier in your tub. So 0.3 is what I'm doing in here. All right, last but not least in our liquid ingredients is I like to add some oils because I feel it gives the bath just a luxurious feel on your skin. You could use some butters in here. or oils, whatever oils you like. Today I'm going to be using grapeseed oil and sunflower oil because they're nice light oils and they just add a nice moisturizing benefit to your bath. You could do, gosh, anything, jojoba, you know, shea butter, it's all up to you. But we need 0.7 ounces of oil of your choice. So I'm splitting it. I'm doing 0.35 of that, of the sunflower, 0.35 of the grapeseed to get up to 0.7. Okay. And that is it for our liquid portion. So let me get my stand mixer over and we will get to mixing these up. All right, we're back and got my stand mixer out. I'm going to go ahead and add my orange mica in here to the powdered ingredients. And we'll just start with a modest amount and you can always add more later. And if this is too orangey, I might add a touch of red in there to rust it up, but we will see once we add the drying or the wet ingredients how I'm liking the color. You know, you can kind of play around with it a little. So I'm going to get this down and turn it on low, and then I will start adding in my liquid ingredients. All right, now that I've got the color just about where exactly where I want it, I'm gonna run my fingers through and get any chunks in the citric acid sort of, you know, smushed out, because this is a little bit crystally and it doesn't go through my sieve very well. So I like to just by hand take out any chunks in there. We'll turn this on and get our citric acid blended. Now that the liquids are incorporated, it won't activate the citric acid when you add it. All blended, all the ingredients are in here, and now I'm going to do the pinch test. Take a handful and see. That's holding together pretty good. I tend to like to err on the side of them being a little bit drier. That's just what I like. So it's cracking a little, but it's holding. I'm very happy with this consistency. So I'm going to go get the bath bomb press out and let's get to making some bath bombs. All right. This is my manual hand press from Bath Bombs Express, and again, I'll leave the link down below for it. I've really been enjoying it, and it's saved my wrists a lot of angst on my wrists. So enjoying that. So what I like to do is put a paper plate down just to catch some overspill, because there's always overspill with bath bombs, and fill this up so that they're all approximately the same amount of weight, which I'm shooting for about 5 ounces in this donut mold. So I put the base in, I put the little ring around it, and then I fill it up and put the top on and knock off the excess and press. So that's how I like to do it. I also have super high-tech chopstick, which helps me clear out the little centers of my donuts. So we're just, you know, rolling high here. And then when you buy a bath bomb press, it comes with this handy little tool, which sometimes helps, sometimes it's more fiddly than it's worth, but you can press your bath bomb on here to help unmold it, because once in a while they can get a little kind of sticky once the inside rim gets, you know, gunked up with bath bomb stuff. So this can be helpful sometimes. Other times it just feels fiddly to me, but there it is. So let's get to pressing. Here's some leftover crumbles from a couple of the batches, and let's add some warm water and just enjoy the fizziness. It's the next day. I let these sit by my dehumidifier over on my curing rack for overnight. It's been 24 hours, and with this recipe, I got 16 5-ounce donuts plus a little extra. I had a little extra gingerbread and a little extra pumpkin, so I have a pumpkin gingerbread here. So now it's time to frost these, and we're going to do them one batch at a time, starting with the pumpkin cheesecake. All right, now it's time to make my cocoa butter frosting for these beautiful donuts. I have 2 ounces of cocoa butter wafers. This is how I like to do it. And I like cocoa butter because when it hardens, it's very hard. Plus, it's so luxurious in your bath. It feels wonderful on the skin. So 2 ounces of cocoa butter wafers. I'm going to melt this down, and then I will add 2 ounces of baking soda and turn it into like a paste, and I have to let it cool a little bit till it's a good drizzle consistency. I will also be adding 1/2 ounce of polysorbate 80 to emulsify these oils with the bath water so that it doesn't make your tub slippery and dangerous, and it also helps the mica colors to rinse down the drain really well. So after this is melted, the baking soda's in there, I'm going to add my Sunburst, is that right? Lemon sherbet, sorry. Lemon sherbet yellow to be my cheesecake drizzle frosting. So let me go get these melted and we'll get moving on. Just working out any of the baking soda chunks, and it's very fluid right now because it's warm. You have to heat it up, you know, a good amount to get that cocoa butter melted. But I want to get it down in here. And now let's add our mica colorant in here, and I have my little, oh my goodness, they're so cute, these little pumpkins. I'm going to pour them in here so they're easier to grab. There we go. All right. Those are ready to go. This is, let me get my mica in here. Gorgeous lemon sherbet. But for us, this is going to represent cheesecake, but it's just a beautiful buttery yellow. Isn't that gorgeous? So now I'm just literally going to wait a few minutes and let this cool down, and as it starts to cool, it'll kind of hit a sweet spot where it's like a runny frosting, you know, consistency. Right now, if I put this on the bombs right now, it would just run right off the sides, and I want it to stick on there. So just going to wait a few minutes, let it cool, and then we'll get to drizzling these tops. Okay, so this is cooling, and I wanted it thicker, so I added 1 more ounce of baking soda in here. And this is not an exact science, you know. So this is a total of 3 ounces of baking soda to my 2 ounces of cocoa butter, and it's cooling nicely. And now what I've got to do is get all the lumps out, because baking soda can get clumpy. Once it's lump free, I think we will be ready to glaze. All right, let's give it a shot and see if it's thick enough, if it'll stay on the bomb and not just melt right off. It's looking gorgeous. So I'm going to do 1 layer around everybody, and then the second time I come across, I'm going to add my little pumpkins. So let's get to it. right, it's all said and done. Look at that. Aren't these just decadent? And it smells so good in the studio right now, let me tell you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you give the bath bomb recipe a try and the cocoa butter drizzle and all of that. I'm so excited. I'm going to let these sit out for another 24 hours and let the frosting just fully set and cure and cool on there, and then I will shrink wrap these. And I have little round 2-inch round labels from onlinelabels.com. That's how I do my bath bombs. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. And if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything going on in the studio. And I hope you have a wonderful day. All right, let's talk bath bomb wrapping. This has been 24 hours after frosting these, so they've had plenty of air surface time. They're rock hard, nice hard bombs, and so it's time to wrap them. Here are the labels that I use. Let's see, these are the gingerbread ones, so I'll pull those out. These are from onlinelabels.com, and I use their Maestro label designer, and it has all the ingredients, the name of it, what it is, all the pertinent information. These are 2-inch circle labels, which fit these well. The 2.5-inch actually fit these very well too, but I have the 2-inch labels, so that's what I use. So I'm going to set these off to the side, and here's my shrink wrap. There are so many options in shrink wrap. You can get like smell-through shrink wrap. You can get biodegradable shrink wrap, all kinds of stuff. Someday I want to get a shrink wrap system, but right now I have my little impulse sealer here. There's a link in my Amazon store for the one I have. Very inexpensive. It's 110 volt, just an impulse. It's generic. And then I bought these are 6x6 shrink wrap pockets. So one, which means, let me see if I can find the opening on them. There we go. One side is open, one side is sealed, so they're not bands, it's actually a little bag type style. And these are 6x6 inch, and these fit my soap bars and my bath bombs, all sizes of bath bombs. So I just get these in bulk on Amazon right now. When Wholesale Supplies Plus has a sale, I'll grab them over there, you know, anywhere I can find the best price. Right now these are from Amazon, but sometimes it comes from other places. So let me show you. So take the bomb, and it has sprinkles, so I just sort of tap, get any of the loose little pearls off. Aren't those adorable and smell so good? And just slide it into my bag here. And then what I do, because 6x6 obviously is too big, but I like to have lots of room, I go ahead and seal the long side first, pull it out, and then I seal it closed. There we go. Now it's all in here, and I go through all of them, get them bagged up, but I'll show you the next step. I have my heat gun, and this is from Amazon also. It's just, you can get these at Hobby Lobby or Micas or even Walmart in their decorating. It's just a regular old heat gun. Doesn't get, you know, too super hot. But one of the things you want to be careful of, and I'll show you, I start on the back side where there's no frosting and let it shrink up, and I just barely hit the top of this because I don't want to melt the cocoa butter, and it can melt. This does get, you know, hot enough to melt that. So this is how I shrink wrap. I turn it on and let it heat up first for just a second. All right. And that's it. So most of my heat gun time was on the bottom here, and I just barely hit the top. And the thing I like about shrink wrapping and bath bombs is it helps give it some stability, and all the little pearls are stuck on there. It just makes it more secure to ship. They less can bump around and get messed up on them. So I really do like to shrink wrap my bath bombs. So there it is, all shrink wrapped, and then I just label the back side here. So take one of my little gingerbread labels, center it on here, and there it is. That is how I wrap my donut-shaped bath bombs. So hope you enjoyed that. let me get to the rest of these.